Welcome back to it.
You're at 109 right now.
Now let's talk about Ice Cube's lyrics. There's a little bit of controversy. A few weeks ago when Cube released this record, Man Down, there was a little bit of talk. I heard a little bit. Only in one circle, right? I don't know. I don't know what other people are talking about. But in my case, Cube has always been a solid MC. The production and lyrics, from America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate are far superior to anything that has been released out, you know, like really. I mean, let's see. If I had to compare Kendrick's releases to Cube's, I think that Kendrick's production matches his lyrics, and for what Kendrick is saying, it is quite poignant and very well written. The imagery is presented, and to compare that with Cube, I think that Cube was more in your face. It was more direct. It was the visuals were clearer in some senses, or rather, they weren't so. In some ways, I think of a Kendrick song as being like a surrealist painting, maybe, or there's some sort of dreamlike feeling to it. Whereas Cube was he was a street photographer with his lyrics. Like, this is what I'm talking about, literally. You know, um, Kendrick is talking about the same content, I think, but the way that he presents it, the sonics, make it more of a maybe it could be considered avant-garde work, whereas Cubes is and more gritty, like Cube's that dude. Like, yeah, like Cube may present as a gangster and be the nice guy, but Kendrick is presenting as, hey, I'm a good kid, but I have this mad city environment that I live in, that I come from, so don't underestimate me. Like, you know, it's complex. Anywho, let's get into Cube's lyrics. One my favorite song, which is similar. Okay, so the title is similar to Kendrick's song. So Kendrick's song is They Not Like Us. Well, Cube has a song entitled Not Like Them. And in some cases, you might say, well, that was a poor choice of title, because Kendrick's They Not Like Us is a hit. It's set records. And then for Cube to come behind him with a song like a title like Not Like Them, it's like, what you doing, Cube? However, when you listen to Cube's message, all right, I think you can find the value, and you can respect what Cube did with this song. I mean, it's a phenomenal song, from the production to what Cube's message is. So let's get into the lyrics. So first, I mean, I can just tell you, the beat is slamming. It's an old Cameo sample, which I had to dig in the crates. I had to do some research to find it, but man, it's cool. It's really really sexy how they freak that sample. All right, but Cube comes in and he says, "Peep this. It's not a secret. I sound so good over G shit, and I'm so convinced this world, it don't make sense." I'm gonna stop it there, because upon first listen, when I heard him say that, I was like, what is he talking about? This world doesn't make sense. Like, what? What are you talking about, Cube? Like, Cube went from the whole political breakdown on Death Certificate in such a flawless fashion to writing a song where he just says, "This world don't make sense." And I'm like, Cube, like, could you fill us in? You're being so vague. You're just making this blanket statement about the world. I'm like, I don't get it. And then I had a bad day, and I was like, damn, nothing in this world makes sense. And I looked, I was like, Cube, damn, Cube, that's what you talking about, man. So it hit me. It hit me, when things don't go your way in this world and you're like, man, what kind of sense does this world make? And it's like, this is the track that you need to listen to. This is that track. This is where that that's the pocket that this song lives in. All right, let's do it again. So Cube says, peep this. It's not a secret. I sound so good over G shit. And I'm so convinced this world, it don't make sense. Yeah. Smile in my face, that's the psych out. Talk shit behind my back, pull the knife out. Young fool, he call me old school. But you the one hope to reach 22. Young boo, I done lived two of you. Young dog, I done lived three of y'all. So listen to a nigga when I'm freeing y'all. It's no sucker shit when it's me involved. Excuse me. Now that right there is about his legacy. It's about his voice in hip hop. It is about the the new generation versus the old, where he's saying, "Hey y'all, don't count me out. Check my files, okay? I'm solid and I'm bringing you truth." He says, "So listen to a nigga when I'm freeing y'all." Like, yo, that's what this is all about. It's about having a voice. And when that voice resonates with you, I mean, then that's your voice. If Cube is saying something that resonates with you, then Cube is your voice. And he's freeing us. And so, yeah, it didn't sound like he was freeing us. I was like, Cube, what you talking about? This world, it don't make sense. What you talking about, Cube? Oh, I got it. Thank you, Cube, for putting that out there, man. I can dig it. Second verse. Back to the future. It's a crisis. Controlled by these hand devices. Smartphone equal dumb domes. Done forgot how to make my way back home. Ain't that a bitch? Which way we going, huh? I forgot shit. We fish call internet. So let's blow up the internet. It's artificial intelligence that make people irrelevant. Niggas going where the devil went, but Cube never out my element. Keep it 1,000. And if you want to bring the funk, niggas still down with the pow pow. If I do it, I'll never regret it. This world will drive you crazy if you let it. So he doubles down on the statement, this world doesn't make sense. And he says, this world will drive you crazy if you let it. So he's telling us, hey, man, I mean, he's echoing what he said in Man versus Machine, where, technology is leading humanity rather than humanity leading technology. Or rather, he's presenting the case for balance. And, but and he's doing it so flawlessly. He's just identifying one thing. He said, look, the smartphone. We're addicted to these smartphones and we're not so bright anymore. Right? He even mentions like, what? Which way we going, huh? I forgot shit. We forget. We're in this technology, this information age where so much information is upon us, and what do? We forget. There's so much. So it's a paradox. No, it's a not a dichotomy. It's a paradox. It's a yeah, it's a paradox. It should be one way. We should have smartphones and be more knowledgeable, but in fact we're the opposite. It's ironic, right? Yeah. All right, so let's keep it going. Every time I see them cakes. Okay, now this is he's on some different shit now. Every time I see them cakes, a nigga can't concentrate. That's why I'm overweight, 'cause I overate. Wanna procreate. Let's glide on this beat like roller skates, baby. Understand I'm not like them. My cup runneth over past the rim. Check out my melody like Rakim. It's not a felony chasing my celery. Fuck what you telling me. I'ma live heavenly. Do this shit till I'm 70. Do this shit till I'm 90. And I still got the homie, Mr. Dub C, as my crimey. You in the foxhole with the vets, living life with no regrets. All right, so the third verse, he's just clowning. Clowning. I mean, he's talking about cakes. He's talking about his wife. I guess he's talking about his wife's ass. He's saying, man, every time I see that my wife's ass, he said he wanna hit him, wanna tap that, he wanna procreate. He's talking about. I mean, Q has what, 4 kids? He's got 3 boys and I think a girl. He's got 4 kids. I think he's done. I mean, he could maybe not. I mean, they're up in age and stuff, and Cube's not gonna mess around. He's just saying, man, Cube still got it in him. I guess that's what he's saying. But you know what's interesting about Cube? Something that I wonder about, like Cube is married, happily married for a number of years, and yet he has made songs about women, about sex, and he's, and in some cases, like, and I wonder, has his wife heard these lyrics? Like, what does she think about the lyrics when he says these things about women? Like, I remember when Dre was married, Dre would, I think Dre said something about his wife saying, "Yeah, babe, go in there and make those songs. It's just what you have to do." So she was in support of him. So is Kim in support of Cube the same way that Dre's ex-wife was, or or is it so nuanced that when Cube is rhyming in a manner that sounds as if he's talking about other women, he's actually talking about, is he actually talking about his wife? Or is he talking, I mean, okay, because even if Dre was talking about other women, he was doing it as a performance. So is Cube talking about other women as if he is, single, as if he were another rapper? Is Cube embodying someone else? Is he speaking from another perspective and just voicing and just giving voice to something that is already present, or what? Because Cube's with his sexual innuendo and talk. Yeah, it's still all right there. It's still very raw. It still is NWA for sure, right? Like it could be X rated. Yeah, you could certainly call it X rated. I mean, what about, imagine, okay, a young Cube saying, what did he say? He said, sorry, sorry, sir, but I gotta be brief. A lot of niggas like busting nuts in the teeth. He was talking about this man's daughter. Let me go to those lyrics, right? Giving up the nappy dugout. Let's see. Let's go to Ice Cube. Sorry, sorry, sir, but I gotta be brief. A lot of niggas like busting nuts in the teeth. Drink it up, even though she's Catholic. That don't mean ish, because she's bringing up the. Uh, let's see. What is. Because he says some wild stuff. And my point is, like, what was Kim's perspective on what he was saying? Like, and Cube, what's Cube's perspective? Is it that, Kim has no say on his art? You know? I don't know, man. What did he say? Man, oh no, he said, "Your daughter was a nice girl, now she is a slut, a queen, treating niggas just like King Tut, gobbling up nuts, sort of like a hummingbird, sucking up the lynch mob crew, and I'm coming third." He said that. Okay, now. Of course, that was in 91. So that's a younger Cube. I think he was still married, though. He was like a newlywed. Yeah, he definitely was newlywed. Yeah. But he was definitely saying that stuff. Now we cut to I mean, there's way more. Oh my, do I like to grip the hips and ass? Only 17 with a lot of practice on black boys' jimmies and white boys' cactus. He just kept going. Cause your daughter's known for giving up the nappy dugout. All right, so that was Cube in 1991. But then, let's see. Cube said in 2024, like, bro hadn't slowed down. I mean, she sanctified, so sensitive. She sanctified. That is a song off of what's those dudes? What is it? Westmore, Mount Westmore. You could tell it's Mount Westmore, right? But this is what Cube says. This is a song I don't even like listening to it. I'm like, damn, they just going hard, especially Cube. Okay, look, Cube says this 2024, all right, pertaining to women. He says, nasty or nice, put it on ice. It don't matter what's your vice. Take my advice, cut me a slice. 7 or 11 when you roll these dice. Okay, let me admit, he hasn't said anything about sex. He talked about vice, but he hasn't said anything yet. Let's keep going and see what he says. You can hit it once, you can hit it twice. Make your ass yell, Jesus Christ. All right, there's some sexual innuendo, but he could be referencing weed. So we don't know. Okay, let's keep going. Middle of the day, middle of the night. It don't matter time of your life. Okay, time of your life. Now, it can be refers to so many things, but I think he's referring to sex now because the next verse includes a girl, the mention of the word girl. He says, from a church girl to the worst girl. Okay. Okay. From a church girl to the worst girl, I like a classy chick with nasty tricks. Okay. So lit when the ass is thick. I'm well equipped. That's no bullshit. Well, it's apparent I'ma meet the parents. Check out my new inherents. Meet her daddy in the basement. What up, Pops? I'm your new replacement. Okay, so this has nothing to do with age. This is not age specific. Like, however, a married man is not going to be talking like this. A married man with kids isn't going to talk like this. It's the imagination of a younger man who does not who isn't going to who isn't in pursuit of a woman or any woman. You know, a man who's married and is set isn't out here looking for you know, women. I'm gonna say women because just the fact that he said girl doesn't mean he's after girls like young girls. Nah, that's not it at all. It's just a word. It's just part of the lyric. So Cube is rhyming for the fellas, for the young guys. I think that's what he's doing. But it's kind of like you don't need to do that though. But again, he doesn't want to preach. Like, if he has the platform to reach, I don't think he wants to preach. He wants to be heard. And so to be heard is to get into their minds, get into the minds, the hearts and the minds of the audience, of the listeners. That's why Cube is a genius, because he's able to bridge the gap. He says, hey, even though I'm in this position, I know what you're thinking. And if I can make something that appeals, that resonates with you, then what lies outside of your vision, what you cannot see, at some point you may become curious and you may desire to know more about me. And in your pursuit for knowledge, to learn more about my life or about the world in general, you will come to for things to be demystified. And then that will be your development and your growth. That's what I think. But Cube knows how to reach the people, right? Snoop comes in and says something, E40, and then Too Short. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, just all okay, yeah, but you know what it was? It was the chorus. It was the chorus that really got me because they're saying, "Oh, some girls do, some girls don't. Some girls will, some girls won't. Some say yes, some say no, some say stop, some say go." Like that's a tricky chorus to navigate, to be like, "Oh yeah." I mean, you're literally talking about the whims of women. You're talking about um the complexities of a woman's, maybe her moral code, like how her ethics could be so loose or so tightly bound that she may say no, or they could be so loose that they say yes. So they're like running the gamut. They're explaining the spectrum of women, you know, that a young man can interact with, can find. And they're so I guess they're just describing it. Yeah. The truth is, yeah, they're right. It is just like that. There it is just like that. Some girls do, some girls don't. Some say yes, some say no. Some say stop, some say go. That's true. All right. So those are just some things that I wanted to get off my chest, and I wanted to talk about Ice Cube, Don Mega. All right, this is IC 109 about Ice Cube. Peace and blessings.
You're at 109 right now.
We out. Audi 5000 G.